Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here. Today we're going to continue our list of ranking Doctor Who stories. And we are at 32 on the list, coming right off the heels of Series 10, is Series 8. That's right, we've gone through all of Capaldi's seasons already. Series 8 is a mixed bag. It ranks higher than especially Series 10. In Series 10 are close for different reasons. Like Series 8 has some cracking stories, but it also has two of the worst stories to ever come out from Doctor Who. You have Forest of the Night, which is one of the most boring things I've ever seen. Ambassadors of Death feels shorter than it. That's saying something. And I don't quite understand what's going on. Like, the girl at the end, her sister. How is she alive? I don't get it. To be fair, I've only watched it once, because I see no reason to torture myself. It's dumb and awful. It also has Kill the Moon, which might be the dumbest Doctor Who story ever made, giving the timeless children even a run for its money. Kill the Moon is so stupid. And you'd swear this came out of the Chibnall era, because the idea is so dumb that if you didn't know any better, you'd think Chibnall wrote it, and you'd be understandably forgiven for thinking that. But no, this was a Moffat one. And I've heard of Moffat being too clever for his own good, but good Lord, how do you okay this story? I want to know how that pitch went. You're Stephen Moffat. Yeah! I got a great idea for a Doctor Who story. Ooh, I love great ideas for Doctor Who stories. Okay, follow this. The moon is an egg, and it's about to hatch. Tell me more. Clara gets to act like the Doctor and be a complete twat. Tell me more. The Doctor, knowing that millions of lives are at stake, decides to do nothing. Because that's what the Doctor, of course, is known for, not getting involved. If there's one thing the Doctor hates doing, it's putting his nose into the business of others. We always know that the Doctor's main rule, his prime directive, is like the prime directive from Star Trek. You don't get involved. So he's simply maintaining that here. Instead, he says, it's not me, I'm not human, that's something y'all have to decide. I don't have the right to decide that. And instead, he leaves Clara to do it. The greatest companion ever. And Stephen Moffat was just like, well, first, I'm gonna need a towel. Second, we're gonna make this episode. My God. I would imagine Moffat's first response was, you had me at the moon as an egg. There are people who will argue that The Timeless Children is the worst episode of Doctor Who. And if someone says that to me, the first thing I'm going to do is go, I have an episode called Kill the Moon to show you. They should have called it Kill the Show. It's awful. And then you also have The Caretaker, and that pretty much sums up The Caretaker. You have Listen, which is really good until it's not. And when it's not, it's not. You ever seen a movie or a story where it's really good, and then the ending just shits all over it? Just takes a big dump on it. It has some crystals and some Taco Bell and like some Cajun seasoning, and it just takes a wet, sticky, slurpy, diuretic, pissing out of the anus crap all over it. If you know what I'm talking about, you've probably seen Listen. If you listen hard enough, you'll hear the sound of someone having diarrhea. It's me. I'm the one having it. I think I've watched that episode twice, I think I've seen it more than once. And I watched the ending again one time just to see if maybe it was me. No, it's not me. It's just awful. This is the episode where it suddenly becomes the Clara Show. And she's the most important thing in his life. And what would she do without him? She's like, and do what you're told. And I just want to reach through the screen and slap the shit out of her. You pretentious little twit. Worst companion in the history of the show. I could watch 17 seasons of Mel before I could watch one season of Clara. Most of the time. Now, that's the funny thing is Clara's not bad sometimes. She's great with Matt. And she's even good in some episodes of Capaldi. Love her in Flatline. But when she's bad, she is the worst ever. And then there's the finale, the two-part finale, which is... It isn't like completely bad. I never have the urge to rewatch it. I've seen it multiple times. Michelle Gomez is great as Missy. This is kind of the part where I'm getting a little tired of Kate Stewart coming back. That and the fact she seems to have this weird infatuation with her dad. You know, I'm the Brigadier's daughter. Yes, we know who you are. It's like the whole Harriet Jones thing. Yes, we know who you are. The finale. Plus, part of it is I'm never invested in Danny Pink. Danny Pink sucks. I don't care about Danny Pink. It's not the actor's fault. I mean, to be honest, I don't think he's great either. But like, I never feel the chemistry between Clara and Danny. That doesn't seem like a relationship to me. I don't believe in this head over heels, fall in love, Air Supply music playing in the background. I don't see it. So her willing to do all this stuff to see him, I'll throw all your keys in the lava. Yes, that's right. Let's go to hell to go find him. What? It seems fan fiction-y from someone that doesn't really get Doctor Who, but thinks they get Doctor Who. There's the funny thing is I don't hate it. I don't think it's flat out bad. It's the best I can give it. But then you have episodes like Deep Breath, which has slowly grown on me over time. I like Deep Breath. Capaldi's hilarious in Deep Breath. He is. He's funny in Deep Breath. You like when he goes to the door, not me. Looks out the window, me. And then I love when he's talking to the T-Rex. Oh, don't feel bad. This is usually how I make women. I will keep you safe. He has some hilarious moments in it. The cameo, of course, from Matt is phenomenal, and I'm surprised that's never been done before. I like Deep Breath. The whole thing about Clara not believing he's still him when she's met every incarnation of him is forced just for the Matt cameo. But I forgive it because I like the Matt cameo. I like Into the Dalek. I think that's a fun one. I don't quite know where I fall on it, but I like it. It's different. I like the idea of a good Dalek, even though it's not really a good Dalek, and a Dalek that hates other Daleks and runs around killing them. That scene when it's just plastomod, I like that one. That and the 12th Doctor's kind of a dick in it. Here, swallow this. He was dead anyway. I like that. I love Robots of Sherwood. This is another one that grew on me. I was just kind of on it the first time, but every time I watch it, I like it a little more. It's very much like the Crimson Horror and Unicorn and the Wasp. It's a fun, filler, silly episode. It's one of those that's not essential viewing, but it's fun. I like fun. I just love the childish squabbling between Robin Hood and the 12th Doctor, especially the older, very serious Series 8 Capaldi. He's being so childishly silly here. And I love that part when I am the Doctor, this is my spoon, and he beats him with the spoon. And then when they're having the archery contest, and he just turns around with a sonic and blows it up, like, look, none of this really matters. And then when they're chained up in the guard, he's calling him an old man, and, I'm older than you think, though if you think you'll outlive me, you'll find I have a genetic advantage. That's hilarious, and I love that. And then there's Time Heist, which is basically the Doctor Who spin on Ocean's 11, and I love it. It does have that very intricate, overly intricate setup like an Ocean's 11 movie, and it's fun. It's fun. I love how Capaldi realizes who set everything up was, and he's like, there's only one person that would irritate me that much. And it's good. I like it. And then, of course, two of my favorite Doctor Who episodes from the modern show, Mummy on the Orient Express, which is probably my third favorite Capaldi episode. I love Mummy on the Orient Express. Just everything about it. The writing, the Doctor and Clara having to repair their fractured relationship and kill the moon. The camera work, the directing is phenomenal. The clock ticking down, the mummy killing people in 60 seconds and only its victims can see it. The design of the mummy, the resolution of what's actually going on, watching Capaldi take charge. The Mummy on the Orient Express is just magic. It is why I can always say that the Capaldi era, while it might not have just been phenomenal, it was good. It's a mixed bag, but there are good episodes in it that are some of the best Modern Who has ever put out, and this is one of them. I love Mummy on the Orient Express, and it is one of the reasons why this series is above Series 10. And then right after that, we have Flatline, and I also love Flatline. I love when Doctor Who comes up with just these phenomenal, out-of-this-world villains. Like, I never would have thought of villains like the villains in Flatline, 2D villains creeping into our dimension. I would have never even comprehended of that. So I love when Doctor Who creates monsters like that. And this is one of those rare occasions where Clara has to take charge and it works. I like Clara in this episode. She's full of moxie and go-get, and watching her and Capaldi squabble here, it works in this episode, whereas a lot of times it doesn't later. And I just like a lot of this, and how she's able to get the Doctor back out, and he's able to stop him that quickly. His speech about, "It seems that I must do mine," the man who stops the monsters. I love that. I love that. And the strong stories outweigh the bad stories, even though the bad stories are bad. There just aren't too many middle-of-the-run stories here. Usually they're either really good or really bad, but the really good ones I really like. Deep Breath, Robots of Sherwood, Time Heist, Mummy on the Orient Express, and Flatline are just really good stories that I really enjoy, and that's the reason why this is ranked this high. Now, this is the highest Capaldi series on the list. That is not an insult to Capaldi himself. Capaldi, possibly more than any Doctor, deserved a better era than he got, because he is one of the best actors to ever play the Doctor. He is phenomenal on the role, and you can tell he is having the time of his life playing this character that's one of his childhood heroes, because I know Peter Capaldi was a big Doctor Who fan, and he is obviously enjoying playing this character, and he puts everything into it. He has some of the best speeches the Doctor has ever had. They're just usually not in the best of episodes. And he's great. The 12th Doctor is great. He's not necessarily my kind of Doctor, but especially like Series 10 Capaldi, which reminds me a lot of Pertwee, actually. You know, Pertwee's kind of his own Doctor. There's not really a lot of other Doctors in Pertwee, but if there is any other Doctor that reminds me of Pertwee, it's Series 10 Capaldi. I really love Series 10 Capaldi, and would have loved another season with him. I really wish we'd gotten one more season with Capaldi. I think that would have been really, really nice. So I want to know what you think of Series 8 and the 12th Doctor, so comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I want to give a shout out to Stephen Crane, a top tier patron. I appreciate his support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I do have a Patreon down in the description below. If you want to help me out that way, I appreciate you just taking a quick look at it. I also have a P.O. box down there as well, and a link to my Amazon wish list also. Most importantly though, thank you for watching. What place are we at, actually? 32. According to my handwriting that I can actually manage to sometimes read, we are at number 32. Hey, Chibs! Oh yeah, what's going on? I have a great idea for a Doctor Who script. Follow me here. The moon is an egg, and it's about to hatch. Also, Clara gets to be like the Doctor. Wait, why am I saying Chibnall when this is a Moffat era? Let's try that again. Take two, ready?